All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got information from Conquest slipping onto the holo tables. We have got all of the feat information here, and I'm actually really happy about the feats. There's a little bit of a catch to that we will talk about, but this is definitely, in my opinion, a step in the right direction on what they're doing with feats. The catch to that feels like this is a lighter Conquest in terms of rewards. We're getting more of a marquee style character or unit, I should say, in the Interceptor. But you can see here the red crate rewards. I'll zoom in on this for what these are, and let's jump up here. Definitely feels like a lighter lineup than before, and the unit that we're getting is just not on the same level as Razor Crest for sure. In my opinion, and definitely not on the same. I mean, it's a ship, so also a little less hype around there. But the trade-off of that is we've got these feats that are turning up, and we're going to talk about these. And then also at the end of the video, we got to talk about Leia and Akbar potentially working together very well with their Omicron abilities. Once you have enough Omicrons to give two characters Omicrons to work on one team. But I mean, check this out. Like we'll just look at the global feats to start with. Defeat 500 enemies. You're going to do that no matter what. 50 light side battles, 50 dark side battles, 20 battles with Mando and Boba, 20 battles with, I believe that's Farm Boy Luke and Old Ben. That might be hard for people, but usually, I mean, you can usually afford to drop one of those. But you could probably find a way to get that happening with GLs or something like that. At worst case scenario. You got to defeat 100 enemies with Darth Vader or Jedi Knight Luke and win 250 battles. These are not hard at all. And it says here that those are one key card battle. I question if that's a typo, because that's got to be a typo. I mean, maybe it's not. And if it's not, then nobody's going to worry about these. But there's no way that those are going to be one key card battles, in my opinion. Ben A in the chat says it's not. You get a data disc as well when you complete these. So that's interesting. You'll have to let us know where you're seeing that, Ben. I'm only seeing information right here as it's coming in. But it does appear like right now, Capital Games is slowly but surely dropping quite a bit of information out there right now. You need that data disc to complete Sector 1 feats. Okay. Interesting. So the Sector feats also seem like an improvement. So for Sector 1, gain critical something over 20 times. That's not too hard. Gain massively overpowered 20 times. So that's probably going to be a data. So we got data disc feats that are being included right now. 50 enemies with bounty hunter units, not too bad. 5 battles with no tanks. I absolutely love that would be an only 5 battles. Thank you. My gosh, enough of the 14 battles. It looks like we still got some of those, but that's nice. Gain foresight 60 times will be no problem. Get your Grandmaster Yodas out. Inflict blind 40 times, not too bad at all. And then we've got you got to have a Tusken surviving on the mini boss and win with at least 3 Jawas. It's too bad Urz quit the game. He would love that feat. And then win with Mando alive, win with no bounty hunters in your squad. Sector 2 is going to be a 20 battle without losing any units. That's not too bad. 14 battles with Imperial Troopers isn't bad. Gain health up 20 times, not bad. And gain defense up 60 times, not bad. All these feats are not hard. Not hard, hardly at all. Then we got right here in Sector 3, defeat 50 units with droids. We have plenty of droids that you guys can take care of that on. We've got 14 battles with full Jedi. I think everybody's going to have a full Jedi team that they can manage that with. Evade 100 attacks in battles you win. If you're winning with it, see, I like seeing feats that you can double up because Jedi are going to have a lot of foresight, so you're going to get a lot of evade there. This document here, which I will link in the video notes down below, recommends JTR resistance for that one. 20 critical hits, and that's it. I mean, these feats are significantly less grindy across the board. Sector 4, 14 battles with full Sith. Most of you should have that. Gain stealth 40 times. Not bad. Get your, bounty hunters are going to be really great for that under Aura Singh. Attempt to inflict, or Maul lead. Attempt to inflict ability block 60 times. So many characters can do that. And defeat 50 enemies with clones. That's probably probably the most grindy one we've seen so far. Especially because Arc Trooper, it seems that the turret, they're not letting that count. At least they didn't last time. So maybe they will this time. We'll just have to wait and see. But I'm guessing they probably won't change that. And then finally, Sector 5 here. And I'm sorry, this is really, I'm just realizing now this is probably pretty small for you guys. I'm seeing it on a big screen, but I'll zoom in on this a little bit. For those of you watching on a phone, squinting at your screens, I do apologize. So we got Sector 5, win 14 battles with full Galactic Republic team. Now, if you've got Cat, that's probably not going to be hard. Defeat 50 units with Old Republic units, not hard, in my opinion. Inflict armor shred 20 times. There's a lot of characters who can do that. Inflict evasion down 40 times. Now, Old Republic, I mean, that kind of just depends on the Old Republic characters you've got, but I think a lot of people have pretty decent characters there. So, really feels like a marked improvement on feats. I have a feeling that this is in direct response to the rewards here not being nearly as appealing. And so maybe we're just going to have a break and maybe they ramp it back up for the next Conquest. That might be it. I'm hoping this is just more going to be the standard going forward. Maybe we will see some discussion on that in the State of the Galaxy post, which should hopefully be hitting any day now, especially now we know the Conquest unit, we know the rewards, we know the feats. Like, what we need the State of the Galaxy post, CG. So we've also got a new Omicron for Leia hitting. If you guys have had a chance to read this already, if you didn't think about how this is going to work with Akbar's, let me remind you here. Here's what Akbar's Omicron is, and they're both in Grand Arena, which I love to see. That's the only real game mode that I'm interested in Omicrons for now. For Akbar's, at the start of the battle, all allies gain tenacity up for 2 turns. If all allies are rebel, whenever an ally's buff expires, they gain 3% turn meter. In addition, if all allies are rebel, whenever an ally uses an ability that isn't an attack, recover all allies' health by 5%. Call the other 2 weakest allies to assist to reduce their cooldowns by 1. And compare that with Leia's Omicron now, which is going to be whenever Leia attacks, she has a 55% chance to grant all rebel allies retribution for 2 turns, and a 55% chance to grant all rebel allies tenacity up for 2 turns, and all other rebel allies recover 5% health and protection. So lots of healing coming in there, but then also going to be dishing out those buffs. You pair that with Akbar's, and it's going to be that much more turn meter. So the team's going to turn into a bit of a turn meter and health pool that just kind of goes nuts. So anyway, interesting things coming out. I don't know if there's any more announcements here coming from CG. Before I end the video, I do want to check. It doesn't look like anything else is hitting. But some interesting things with Conquest. Very interesting to have a feat that is tied to a data disk here. The massively overpowered 20 times, which is, I mean, obviously going to be part of a data disk. And so I'm sure that they're going to have some more explanation on that. Also, it's interesting that Sector 1 is the only sector that has 6 sector feats, and every other sector has 4 sector feats. And so I think there's a little more context that is coming. I'm seeing some tidbits of information hitting the chat, and I'm sure you guys will discuss down in the comments below what some of those things mean. So as more information comes, I'll continue to make videos for you guys as I can, and we'll continue to discuss. Also, follow me on TikTok if you want to hear my thoughts on the Book of Boba Fett episode. I will drop a link to that down below, as well as the stuff that you guys are seeing here. Because, let's just say no spoilers, but there's a lot to talk about in Book of Boba Fett, and so that's the platform I'm using to discuss those. All right, guys, we're going to get out of here. Thank you so much for joining me, Cubs fam. Love you guys, and as always, my brothers, don't forget.